Welcome to ET. I am your host, Marcus, the grand finale, and I'm joined by not one, all three faces of Jemal showed up here on time, live, ready to go, and talk about all the spectacular and unspectacular, and the amazing and the unamazing, and the thrilling and the showcase of the Immortals, not WrestleMania. NWA 1974, NWA 74, and House of Glory. High intensity, and we're bringing that high intensity. Jemal, how are you doing today?
I am doing fantastic. I got a lot of rest. A lot of rest for once in my life. This is the most arrested I've been since 19 years old. Not 19, not 2019. No, 19 years old. This is the most arrested I've got.
If I can only remember the last time I got rest.
Shit.
The Showcase of Mortals. As Manny says, the Showcase of
the Mortals.
These people could die any moment now, any minute now on NWA 74. Well, let's jump into it. It's a lot to cover. I'm not going to go verbatim of every show. It was 2 nights. I'm just going to cover the stuff that we really enjoyed and some stuff that just happened on the show. And things that, you're a little disappointed over. Like, number one, I want to get this out the way. Really disappointed. Matt Cardona's mystery opponent. I mean, what the fuck is this? It could have been anybody. It could have been anybody.
My son lost to Ronaldo Blackman, the shortest nigga in his whole group.
If you want to know, this person is a little person in a bow tie. And it was just like, this is what's happening.
Let me put this in perspective.
Like, it could have been anybody.
Let me put this in perspective. This man, Matt Cardona, got beat by somebody the size of Nate Robinson. For those that don't know, Nate.
No, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. So when you go Nate Robinson, you're going too tall. Nate Robinson is about 6 feet tall. This guy is about 5'5".
So he's like Muggsy Bogues then.
Yeah, it'll be more of a Muggsy. More of a the size of Adam Cole. I'm joking. I don't know what.
Rey Mysterio is probably taller than this man, bro.
Yeah.
El Torito is probably like right there. He's not there, but he's right there. He's on the cusp.
He's on the cusp of greatness of El Torito. But so that happened, and that was one of the more disappointing moments of the weekend when you just go like, it could have been anybody. The way NWA operates, it just seemed like, come on.
You know who I wanted it to be? I wanted it to be Rory Fox, because Rory Fox, I think, is not injured no more, and that would have been great for their build for Bridge City Slam 5. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bridge City Slam 5. That's gonna be next year and stuff like that, which I will be attending. I'm calling my shot now. I will
calling your shot.
Iowa.
They haven't even if they don't show up, Jemal will be out there.
5.
You will be out there even if they don't show up for Bridge City Slam 5. You'll be out there going like, I'm waiting. It's all right. It's gonna be lit.
I'll make my own damn Bridge City Slam.
Genesis, give me those action figures. Let's go.
But yeah, man, like I really thought it was gonna be like Rory Fox headed out there to face Matt Cardona, like, build the match, like even if he wasn't like something that is gonna build that story. But Matt Cardona losing too, like this is his big return after the injury or whatever not. Then like, the next night he was like, oh, but I was injured, no man could recover after 3 months and da da da. I'm like, nigga, like he was in the ring with Ronaldo Blackman. Like,
yeah, and which begs the question: maybe Matt Cardona wasn't 100% healthy. Maybe he just out there and he just wanted to do a small thing no pun intended, but he wanted to go out there and do something. But there was other things that happened. Night 1. I can focus on all the matches, but let's go with the first big match of the night before the bedroom and all that. It goes with, it's not in any particular order. Homicide versus Kerry Kerry Homestead Von Eric.
Morton, Kerry Morton,
Kerry
which
Morton.
is Ricky Morton's son. Ricky Morton's son, and he's calling himself the future legend or whatever the fuck you want to call himself.
Whatever.
But this match was actually really good. For those that don't know about what Kerry Morton was about or who he is about or whatever not, this match was a good showcase to show, like, you know, he can go. He's probably going to be better than his dad in time. Not right now, but he's probably going to be better than his dad in time.
Well, if it was according to Eric, anybody can be better than his dad, as he hates it. But
everybody knows Robert Gibson is the fucking Marty Jannetty of that group anyway, so it doesn't matter. Like, Robert Gibson doesn't have a son, I don't think. With his old cross-eyed ass. I don't know.
The only thing that's rocking and rolling is his eyes when they're cutting promos. Rock and roll. But so they have a good match. They tell a good story. It was basically a match that was preluding to 2 nights of Homicide fighting that family, which he gets the son one night, the dad the next night. The beef strides when Homicide wins with use of foreign object.
Yeah, like the first half of that match was basically Homicide fucking giving him his just props and being respectful and showing like the NWA way. And then at the end, he just was like, you know, fuck all this bullshit. I'm gonna go back to what I do best.
Yeah, I'm going to be shady. And then that carried on into the next match where Homicide, I believe, won with, was it low blow? I forget what he did. I forget he cheated somehow a little bit.
He did some underhanded.
Oh, he punched him in the back of the head. That wasn't really dirty. It's illegal in boxing.
He used some underhanded tactics to pick up the victories both times, but that's okay. It's Homicide. We know what we're getting. Okay.
Yeah.
There was no surprise there, and he's still the champ. Whatever championship belt that is, the NWA Junior Heavyweight Championship. Yes, I got it right.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, it is. Right. It's one of the 5,000 titles out there on any of these shows. When you just go like, what title is this? Why? Okay. But I'm going to also say Homicide must have a Guinness World Record in age gap in opponents in a 2-night affair. In which Kerry is probably in his 20s, Homicide's 45, 46, and then old man Kerry is in his 60s. Like, it was like, wait, where we going with this? He's the old veteran in one match, and then he's fighting an even older veteran in the next one. Must be an age gap.
If you guys actually go back and watch NWA 74 Night 1 and Night 2, like those 2 matches is gonna be one of the matches that I suggest that you watch. For Night 1, the Bedlam match surprised the hell out of me. And it surprised the hell out of me. Yeah, because he almost fucking died. And then look, the next night in the Battle Royal for the U.S. Tag Team Championships, which I'll get to in a moment, but
why do those exist?
The next match they tried to do the same spot, like, and it almost happened.
Yeah, they were trying to die. So basically, in the Bedlam match, it's anything goes. They're fighting everywhere, weapons and all that. They're climbing up a ladder. It was it Sal?
Yeah, Sal, and whatever his name was, the other guy in the other group, the ill-begotten dudes.
Yeah,
and he suplexed him to, like, it almost broke his neck. Like, if you look at the replay, or I think I sent it to you, and
yeah,
oh my god,
it looks terrible. It's like oh.
It was
scary. You know what? It all works out because he lands a moonsault instead. Not intended. None of it looked intended, but it was like, oh, that was dangerous. And but both parties came out alive, which was good. But it was an okay match. Was I really invested
to go to the next night?
Yeah. That was a lot of it. Like, that's what my main thing about the show was. It probably didn't need to be 2 nights. I guess you're getting, double paid for it, both wrestlers, because there was a lot of double wrestlers fighting in both nights. It didn't seem like it was like, oh, we're going to separate. So this many people can fight on this night, this many people. But they just kind of forced a 2-night kind of deal.
Well, what I think it is that because NWA 74 or NWA as a whole, like, nobody was talking about the NWA like 50. Nobody was talking about NWA like fucking 63 or something
72.
like that.
72.
Exactly. So like it wasn't until like 72 that people started taking, and that's like 2 years ago. So like that's like people are now taking the NWA a little bit more seriously. This is their 2-year build basically of showcasing this is what the NWA looks like today, 2022. It was a showcase of all the NWA athletes, all of them out there doing the damn thing. They put on a great show. Like if you just take all the bullshit out, like just like the bad
it's a lot of
matches,
bullshit.
botches, and stuff like that, the bad promos here and there, whatever not. But if you just look at it as an encompass of 2 nights of a showcase, they did that justice. They showcased the NWA. NWA old school wrestling is still alive and well, and NWA is the forefront of doing that kind of wrestling.
Yeah, and like if you were to watch this show, my recommendations, the main match to watch is Camille, the one-time champion.
One time, not to be confused with We the Ones. Not to be confused with
so confused.
Just the one time.
She is not Samoan. I'm sorry to break it to people, but she goes up there in the main event of night 1 and tear it down with Taya Valkyrie in probably the best match of the weekend on either show we're covering this this night, because it was you didn't honestly don't know where it was gonna go. You don't know who was gonna win. It was a back and forth battle. They could have gave it to Taya. They could have went to kept it with Camille. It could have went either way. It was a worthy opponent. It was back and forth. It was good. It was really good. like really good storytelling all throughout.
This was the 5-star match that nobody is gonna be talking about. Like it's the truth. It's like this was one of those matches that you look at it, you're just like, you look at it on paper and you're like, yeah, I don't expect anything. But like these two ladies tore down the house, and then for Camille to do it the next night too, with Max the Impaler, who won the battle royal to be the number 1 contender for the belt. It's crazy how she did that 2 nights back to back, 2 different opponents. Two
different match types,
2 different styles of match, and she did the damn thing. Camille, that one time,
the one time, and these were 2 different matches. And Camille's the MVP of the show of both nights because she had the best match of 2 of them on both nights, and it was really good. Like overall, I was like, oh wow, this is like it put Camille up there in some of the upper echelons of people in the business today, man or female, and you go like, damn, she's really impressive. She's everything what AEW wants Jade Cargill to be. She's the NWA version of a Charlotte Flair currently, and it's really like, damn, she put in a lot of work in both of these matches, and she took a lot of pain. It was like, oh, she's going back and forth with all these women, and it was just like, it's gonna be forgotten.
Healthy. She's staying healthy, unlike our AEW women's champions or AEW champions as a whole. And freaking like, it's just like she's doing the damn thing, and I hope that she remains the forefront of women's division in NWA for years to come. Hopefully.
Yeah. Also, we had the Unreal Flip Gordon versus Manny's favorite wrestler Nick Aldis in a pretty good match.
It had to come. So Manny basically,
so Manny didn't walk out.
Basically, he wrestled a ghost, so you don't have to worry about it. He won against a ghost. You can't lose against a ghost.
Yeah. First time he's beaten the ghost. So, as the commentator said, this is a Flip Gordon part of his career where no one quite understands because he basically had a match with Marty Scurll to see who was real or right. Marty Scurll won because he's still real. Now he's the Unreal Flip Gordon. Because
it just works so well. You know what match needs to happen? The Unreal Flip Gordon versus Orange Cassidy. That should go crazy.
Well, I believe the Unreal Flip Gordon, who is apparently non-existent, is more real and believable than Orange Cassidy. He's a better wrestler. He's a better wrestler.
Unreal.
He's unreal. What else happened on this show? And let's talk about the United States title battle royal that happened.
Okay, so these ugly ass belts, right? Let me just talk about these ugly ass fucking.
They don't
A,
need to exist.
a 4-year old could have created these belts on 2K community creations type shit. Like,
Billy Corgan and his kid with some crayons were like, "Look what I created."
oh, that's great. I'm gonna put it on NWA just for
No.
you, just for you, Billy.
Damn it.
Oh my god, those belts are atrocious if you look at them. It's just like a draped down flag shield. It looks like Captain America's shield on the
Yeah.
fucking belt
Yeah.
with the triangle.
It's hideous. It's
It looks
hideous.
like a
But
shield.
it's still not uglier than the national championship, the one that's just like the shape of the map of the United States. It's
I don't
like
know
it's on
that
that
thing
one looks
kind of
like it's
has a
on
little
like
prestige to it. That thing kind of
it
has a
looks
little
like a
prestige to it.
it
It's
looks
the
like a
state.
fruit
It's
by the
this,
foot with Reese's peanut butter cup wrapping on there. That's what it looks like.
but it has a legacy behind it. Unlike these U.S. tag team champion, why do we have two different tag team champions? Is it like we're trying to spread the division or some shit like that? See, in
It's
New
not like they
Japan, it
have
works. In New
yeah.
Japan, it works. You have your never open weight 6 man, so you have a 6 man. Then you have your fucking junior, which is like your cruiserweight tag team, and then you have your heavyweight tag team. That works. AEW is trying to bite off of it somewhat without the junior division. They got their trios title tournament going on, which I'm surprised that the United Empire are still in it.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part. House of Black is out, United Empire's in. That's crazy, but
Disgusting. Dark
they're
Order's
trying
in.
to
Don't
they're
remind
trying
me.
to bite off of that, and it's madness. It's madness. No,
So abolish that belt. Abolish it. Davey Richards had a match for the NWA openweight title, another belt that I go like,
no,
this is
no,
another
no, no.
title.
It was the MLW
Yeah,
open
that's what
weight
I meant to say.
championship.
Did I say NWA? I meant to say MLW openweight title. Another belt that probably should be. MLW is another place where it's just belts on belts on belts. Everybody, cut your belt short. I'm talking about everybody, all wrestling. Let's cut some belts out. We can cut some belts out. It's
You need
fine.
at least there's got to be 5 belts, right? Or 4 minimum, 5 maximum, right?
I'll say
So
3. You can get by with 3.
what the women's, the tag team, and the world champion?
Okay, maybe the women's. You can go
You
with the
need you
women's
need a
for
mid
4.
you need a mid card
You got
belt,
about the. I disrespected the
and
women
then
right
if
there.
you
Make
add
4.
mid card belt, then I would suggest adding a junior division or a cruiserweight division, like heavyweight division, whatever the fuck you want to call it, 205 and under. Make that a division.
Yeah.
So you have your world, you have your mid card like heavy, you have your mid card junior, your fucking tag, and your women's. That's it. That's it. 5. That's it. That's all you need. You don't need nothing else. All that extra shit. You could do a Heritage Cup. You could do a New Japan Cup. You could do fucking whatever cup, Corneo Cup from fucking Final Fantasy. I don't give a fuck. Like, just
Yeah, everybody don't need a belt. I don't need an all-leaded belt. I don't need an open weight title. Hell, the neverweight title, just bring me back the Intercontinental title in Japan.
next
It's a bunch. It's just a bunch, and this is for everybody, all promotions. Just cut some titles out
across the
cut some
board.
Then let's talk about the main event: Trevor Murdoch versus the most seen wrestler in all the planet because he's on Fox News. Tyrus.
Yo, him
loses to
and
Trevor Murdoch.
JBL, right? Tyrus and JBL have founded a legacy of like wrestlers that know what the fuck they're talking about. And you can even toss in Jesse the Body Ventura when it comes to this as well. Kane is now working his way up that rank, but MAGA Kane, MAGA Taker is just this type of thing going on. But Tyrus is a very smart man. Like, people don't understand how smart this man is. He knows business, he knows news, he knows politics. He's a very smart individual. It's just that the nigga is black. Like, he's a black man. Don't let the light skin fool you. That nigga black. Black.
He's the most prominent black man on Fox News. How'd you get there? But so he goes out and has a match with Trevor Murdoch. He loses
for the 10 pounds of gold.
Yep. There's a lot of stuff going on. Bulldogs off top ropes. Murdoch has strategy, takes out Black Jesus right away.
right in the beginning of the match. They're fucking announcing the match, and then he rolls out the ring, beats the hell out of Black Jesus, Tyrus's manager, for those that don't know. And then like he DDTs him on the outside, gets in the ring, DDTs Tyrus instantly, like, you know, which is basically his signature, not his finisher, but his signature. So damn, like he's DDTing niggas all over the fucking place. I thought he won the match right there. To be honest, I was like, "What?" I thought it was
I guess
over.
Tyrus didn't want to work today. I guess they didn't want to work, but
Well, but they
the match
did.
ends about 15, 16 minutes later. They had a solid match. It was a really good main event. It didn't beat Camille, which was the match before it, but it was still a solid main event overall.
It was hard to follow. That Camille
yeah.
match with Max the Impaler was very hard to follow. So, you know, Camille just like hold my shit, like hold my beer. Speaking of hold my beer, Manny, I'm sorry that you had to hear the hold my beer promo from Nick Aldis. You know,
he didn't. I'm pretty sure he hasn't. I'm sure he didn't watch it. He looks at the card. He looks at every Nick Aldis card and goes like, this would have been a good card."
Like, Nick Aldis, the card's ruined.
The card's ruined. It's like shitting in his cornflakes right there. Or the English equivalent of that. But 2 nights may have been a bit overkill. There was only a handful of stuff that was like really good on the show. I would check it out, but make sure you watch Camille's matches if you watch.
If you put it in the context of being like the 2 nights and stuff like that, this is their big show of the year. This is their WrestleMania of the year, even if it's in St. Louis, Missouri, or whatever. Not
in front of like 16 people or whatever it is. It's not big arena. The Chase is not big. The Chase is not big. When they were advertising the Chase, I was going like, "Oh, let me see what it is." And I know we've been there before, but I was like, maybe they have more people or they add more chairs. And I was like, "Nah, man, this is a small venue."
Ric Flair's last match had more people than the Chase did.
Yeah, I'm sure.
To put that in perspective,
House of Glory, High Intensity, the second show we're talking about,
High Intensity 9
had double the amount of people I believe that NWA had. But we'll see. Maybe NWA can grow, but they're coming back to the Chase next year.
Oh my fuck!
They need to go.
This is looking like SummerSlam WWE, Madison Square Garden, Barclays Center. What? Why?
Staples Center every year. Nah, Staples Center every year.
Else. Please.
It was a good run at Staples Center every year. I was loving it.
Go to Detroit. Go to Cleveland.
I'm trying to put people in Detroit. Don't put people in that.
Go to Cleveland. Go to Cincinnati. Go to Kansas City, Missouri.
Right. Now let's hover House of Glory, which I thought was the better show. I know they had 2 nights of NWA. I just thought that House of Glory did their damn thing, would have the better show. The only thing that NWA had was the Camille matches, which was better than any of these things on House of Glory. House of Glory kind of disappointed me in some of the matches, but it was like, because the finishes mostly. I'm upset that I didn't get Jacob Fatu and Brody, and that we don't have a champion.
They're gonna figure that out. I don't know when. Actually, I do. September 24th is their next show, but I don't know exactly what's going to be called, who's going to be in the event, and this goes back into what I was saying about House of Black earlier, ruining their title opportunities. They didn't get the job done in freaking AEW, and now they're still fucking up here at House of Glory. You know, just championship caliber matches. It's like, what did they even do? What do you even do?
What is the point of this faction if you're not going to win anything? They're getting disqualified. They're getting pinned by people. There is no point. I guess you could say Buddy Matthews is their only champion. He won the 6-way chaos, whatever title that is, or something. Like that don't count. That don't count. But it's like the House of Black. Like, I was looking forward to Brody versus Jacob Fatu. It just seemed like it was going to be a good match. It started off with high intensity as they would advertise it. And then all of a sudden, DQ, we turned this into a tag match with Red and Fatu versus Malachi and Brody. And a good match, but still disappointed because I thought I was going to see a new champion. I thought it didn't need to. I feel like we need to go the route of a tag team match.
Yeah, they didn't need to, like, especially if you're trying to crown a new heavyweight champion, which I believe that they should just left the crown jewel champion as the big champion, because Charles Mason is doing amazing work. He beat
Amazing
Joey
outfit.
Janela. Yeah, he beat Joey Janela on this night. He's been
He
beating
best have.
big names, like, all this whole time. So, he is the root of all evil. I mean, fuck. Let the crown
I was
jewel championship be the championship. But they're not going to do that. They have already announced the new House of Glory heavyweight belt. If you go on House of Glory on Instagram, you can see it for yourself.
Yeah. But yeah, disappointed by that one. The show started with Loki versus who's the substitute?
Bandito, but that's not
Bandito, who's
that's
everywhere. Who's
not when the show
everywhere.
started.
Oh yeah, it started with a battle royal. But
Yes, the Matt Travis Memorial Battle Royal. For those
yes.
that don't know about Matt Travis was the tag team partner of Cash Flow Ken Broadway, MDK Murdered by Kicks, MBK. I'm sorry, MBK Murdered by Kicks. Basically, like, Matt Travis passed away a couple years ago. He got hit by a truck. He was riding his bike doing training, and he got hit by a truck. It hurt the entire House of Glory locker room, the entire industry, basically. Like, people like Private Party, people like Ken Broadway, and a whole bunch of different people have been influenced and helped out by a guy like Matt Travis. So this was a good little memorial for Matt Travis to be remembered forever and stuff like that. Which Ultraviolet, I think, won the Battle Royal.
Yeah.
And she's gonna cash in her like, because she won, she could challenge for any belt that she wants. Which the champion, I didn't know this, or I didn't put two and two together. The champion, Nikola Markova, was on NWA, which is why she didn't show up to High Intensity.
Yeah.
Which is why the champion wasn't there. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Because I thought she was just doing modeling bullshit and not being there. And I was just like, that I
you
cannot.
and your Instagram.
I thought you were doing that shit, but I didn't put two and two together. She was doing NWA 74, so it makes sense.
Yeah, she was a part of the Burke Invitational Tournament or whatever.
Yeah.
And she showed up in that. So, yeah, the second match of the show was, I forgot about the Battle Royal. I was like, oh shit, yeah, it did start it.
It was a three-way tag team match between Encore, the last entertainer, and Ken Broadway, Cash Flow Inc., versus Carlos Ramirez and Roachy Roach.
Oh yeah, that was first, huh? I did jump ahead. I'm thinking of
Roachy Roach, and then you
Roach.
had House of Glory PD with Sweet Cheeks.
Sweet Cheeks back at it again. The police involved.
Oh man, that was a good little match.
Good little opener. That was a solid opener right there. That I skipped over because I'm for some reason thinking Loki started the show. I don't know why, but that was a solid opener. Like the Battle Royale, I was like, oh, okay, and then you go into this one. It was like, oh, this is two solid openers. Right off the bat with Ken Broadway, Cash Flow, Ken Broadway, and
Flow. If it don't make dollars, then it don't make sense. And if it don't make dollars, then it don't make sense. And if you don't got dollars, then it don't. Okay, that was too much high intensity for one show.
Yeah, you got to lower the intensity. You were able to have that high intensity over the weekend, but on a Wednesday afternoon,
on a random Wednesday,
someone gonna call the police over that intensity. So Bandito Loki was supposed to fight Killer Cross, who decided to.
Clearly, we know where Killer Cross is. Clearly.
He decided to grab a bag of money and say, I'm over here now, okay? TikTok. My name's Carrion. I don't know who this killer is at this point. But the hustler himself, Bandito, who's on every single wrestling show except for NWA 74, but the reason he couldn't make that is because he was at House of Glory. But other than that, Bandito's on every show. And he fought Loki, the professional, who comes out with gun holsters without guns in them. And they have a pretty good match overall. Bandito loses But my favorite thing about this, he collects money at the end of the match for like an hour. Like an hour. They were just throwing dollars in this fool. He was just collecting money. He looked like a stripper who just would just leave the stage.
Yo, I'm fucking
I was like,
dead.
dude, you gotta go. You gotta go, man. I don't know how many more dollars. Like, thank you. Like, he was literally out there just getting dollars. I understand. This is a Mexican tradition. They do it at AAA after having a really good match. But man, you gotta go. At some point, you gotta get him
them
off the
dollars
stage.
aren't pesos, man. Them dollars are more than pesos.
That dude was cleaning up. I want to say he made at least 25, 27 extra dollars. It was, unless those were not ones. That dude was not leaving. He was still collecting money on the way up the ramp. I was like, this is about 5 minutes of you collecting money, man. Get out of here. Come on, man. Get the shit.
So then we had that 6-way for the House of Glory Suicidal 6-way title match. With
Yes.
It was who was in there? It was Brian XL,
Grim Reaper,
who was the highlight of that whole match.
Dude started smoking in the middle of the match, and they're like,
Buddy
"It's legal!
Matthews.
It's legal in this one. It's legal now."
Buddy Matthews of House of Black, Nolo Kitano, and Casey Navarro with Montequila, Super Montequila, in a 6-way match that was just high spot after high spot after high spot.
Yeah. Oh, a really high spot. He's just, he took a hit and then flipped on everybody on the outside.
When he offered Buddy Matthews the fucking bud, he was like, "You gonna smoke this or not?" They were like, "Take a hit, take a hit."
I didn't know how that was gonna go. I thought Buddy was gonna hit. I was gonna hit it.
Nah,
Buddy,
man. You see the physique of that man. That man not smoking no fucking.
We don't hurt your physique. Just look at the NBA. Ain't nobody. I mean, James Harden is not.
His cardio is up to snuff. Okay.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to be joking.
So Buddy Matthews ended up getting the pin for this one for this team or whatever the hell. I honestly don't know how this title works. It's just
basically this title. How it works is basically it's always a 6-man. It's a 6-way title. You have to be the first one to hit the pinfall submission, and the first one to hit the pinfall submission wins the title. Basically, it's a 6-man it's a 6-way title match. This is the title that I would love to have in my 2K games or my wrestling games. Like I want this title to exist for real. I mean, it does, but it's only in House of Glory. And what makes this one special is because Montequila ended up winning the match. Casey Navarro, who was the champion going in, took the mask off of Montequila. And last time that caused him to win the title to begin with. But Montequila did not give no fucks this time. He didn't give
not this time.
He just
You're not taking this away from me.
Nope, absolutely not. And then he just like, hey, here's my face, bitch. And then fucking took his ass out. Brian XL tried to come in, and then he hit him with the sunset flip, suicida, whatever the hell.
Dive to the outside. What a maneuver, as Bishop Man would call it.
And then after the match, after Montequila finally wins, then he's just like, you see my face? Forget about it. Don't look at it. I'm about to put the mask back on. Forget my face, please. You didn't see this. You just put it back on. You didn't see
blocked it.
He said, shh, you didn't see nothing.
So that was that one. The 6-way, always in a 6-way. I just feel like that's exhausting. Like, here we go.
But like, those type of matches are freaking entertaining in a way. Like, especially for like a show like House of Glory and stuff like that. We was at high intensity, so like, they had to bring that heat. The next match was the throwaway heavyweight title match.
Yeah, we already covered that.
And Jacob Fatu. and then Amazing Red and Fatu defeat House of Black. Was it the disqualification or was it a throwaway? The tag team match was a throwaway too.
Buddy Matthews came out and they got disqualified again.
Oh my god!
And then
what
Red
do these
got on the
niggas even do at this point?
What is your purpose? What is your purpose?
What is the purpose of the House of Black?
And then Red gets on the mic and is like, "We're gonna settle this, and it's gonna be House of Glory versus House of Black at the next show." And I'm like, "Yeah, but House of Glory is just
where's the championship match? I want to know.
Yeah,
who's gonna be the champion? Who's gonna do the championship match? All right, so this is my match of this night for the show. The root of all evil, Charles Mason with the Crown Jewel Championship on the line versus Joey Janela. And Charles Mason just proves again why he is that dude.
Yeah, came out in the bow tie. You know, he was on his busboy shit and a bell dapper. As the match went on, it progresses, though. But I swear to God, if he would have lost to Joey Janela, I'd be like, I'm never watching this show again. Yeah, threw my laptop to the ground. But I swear to God, I would have never watched House of Glory again if Charles Mason lost to Joey Janela. Just saying.
But Charles Mason is that dude, though. So I knew he wasn't going to lose that belt. He's the root of all evil, damn it. He has a good theme song shit too. Like that theme song goes fire.
Yeah. But if you were to do crown a champion, why not just make it Charles Mason at this point? Like that's the only title that matters. I know, like at this point,
literally
the major singles title that matters on this show, and you know. They haven't had a champion. How long has it been since House of Glory had a heavyweight champion? It's been 3 years or something they said, or more.
4 years now.
Like what the fuck? So at this point, just make the Crown Jewel your title. Just at this point. But solid match. Briscoes, them boys come out later and they have an open challenge. And answering it is the main event. Who they walked out and I was like, they gonna get their ass whooped again. Then Private Party showed up. And I was like, "Oh, okay, we got a triple threat."
But wait, you missed the best part.
Oh,
you know, because the main event came out with Platinum Max.
Oh yes, Platinum Max Caster wrapped him to the ring. Yo, it's the main event, yo. He did the full intro for them, and they treated it as if it was the biggest celebrity in the world, wrapping him to the ring. As if, oh shit, Drake wrapping him to the ring. Nah, it's Matt Caster. Okay. But no, it was still a big deal.
I knew something was fishy. When I saw Platinum Max. I was like, that's an AEW star. Who do I know from AEW that is also like a House of Glory staple? Private Party. Mm-hmm. Private Party is a staple. Both the main event and Private Party have wrestled each other up and down that roster, up and down that show so many fucking times. Like, I can't even count it. Like, you know, I've seen Private Party versus main event probably more than a lot of people should. It's such a great match every single time. Just added with the Briscoes, who are the tag team champions, you know, it was bound to be a banger.
Yeah, it's a really good match. Briscoes retained their House of Glory tag team titles, which, you know, I don't see any problem with it. It looked like the main event may get them at this point, but I don't see them beating them in a triple threat anyway. I see it's going to be straight up. As if they win or if they ever beat the Briscoes, it will be probably a straight up tag match. Because I thought that's what we were getting here.
Now that they lost twice to them, now they're going to be like, this is our third chance and this is our final time, and we're going to, you know, they're going to do it. They're going to make sure that they do it. They did the same thing. They did the same thing with the Battle Club Pro Tag Team Championships, which they defended on Jobber Slam 2. For those that didn't see Jobber Slam 2, there's going to be on IWTV soon. So go peep that out. Jobber Tears Podcast. Shout out to you guys. Doing a great fucking things over there. But yeah, man, like, you know, Midas Black, Jay Lion. Look out for the main event. I wouldn't be surprised to see the main event on some show very, very soon. Impact, AEW, you know.
Manny wrote an essay about Private Party. I haven't read it. I just clicked it and said because it was like an essay. Private Party has not been relevant. The moment they started running with Matt Hardy, the fact that every time they come out to represent Young Bucks win, that was 3 years ago. What have you done lately? It's true. They also brought up Matt Hardy on this show. They brought Matt Hardy as well on this show.
I was actually at that show, the Young Bucks last House of Glory show, and this was the show that Matt Travis had passed away before he could do that show and stuff like that. So I think who was at that show? It was Murder Mook. Murder Mook was at that show. It was the Young Bucks last match, and they fought Private Party. Hangman Adam Page came out for the save, and then they were promoting the Jericho fucking Hangman match.
True.
So that tells you how long ago that shit was. You know, that was when they were trying to crown the first ever AEW champion type shit.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Private Party's pretty much been dead since they joined up with Matt Hardy, and if that's done, I think they're with Andrade now.
They can recover. They can recover because they are still a great tag team. But the thing is that they have to focus on being that great tag team. This is the same thing that happened with Proud and Powerful or LAX and stuff like that. They had infighting, so that's why that's not happening no more. The same thing happened to I mean, even the Dark Order, like they're now a comedy thing as opposed to being what they were supposed to be from the beginning, losing Brody Lee.
I don't know.
Changed that.
I don't know. They're kind of serious now. They beat the House of Black.
God, I mean, House of Black beat themselves. House of Black beat themselves. Let's be honest.
No, I'll never be honest.
That's triangles
the
out.
House of Black.
That triangles
bullshit.
Out. The United Open is in. I mean, the United Empire is in. Crowns up. Shout out to Jeff Cobb, United Empire. You know, the Billy Goats. I don't want the Elite to win. I don't want the Elite to win.
Oh, they're winning. They're winning.
I don't want them to win.
They're winning.
Belts. If anybody should win these belts, it is the Dark Order.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Anybody but them. Give it to Aussie Open. I know they're not even under contract with AEW.
Yeah, give it to the United Empire, and I'll be happy.
Nah, Kenny and the Bucks got this title.
Kenny and the Bucks don't need this title. They don't need it.
They don't need any title. They don't need any title, but they take them anyway.
Yeah, like they took the title of video game coverage for FTR. We know this. We know that they did this.
Sons of bitches.
FTR is still laughing to the bank because they got their royalties from 3 games.
Speaking of AEW, Speaking of AEW and dissension in the locker room, Eddie Kingston was suspended in AEW for trying to beat up Sammy Guevara or whatever for calling him fat or whatever that scenario is. But Eddie Kingston's still working out there in the main event of House of Glory as he fought. Oh my God, I'm gonna botch the name. I never can say it. Morishima? No.
Namuchi Marufuji.
I always messing up. I suck with Japanese names. Okay, I suck with English.
Naomichi Marufuji, man. Just say Marufuji.
I'm gonna say Marufuji. I want to say never
Marufuji.
The first name too. I gotta say them both. It shouldn't be a weakness.
Naomichi.
Right. So Naomichi
Marufuji. Or if you're gonna say it like New Japan, Marufuji Naomichi.
So for Eddie Kingston, this is essentially a dream match for him that he wanted to fight his hero, and seems like he's just on some Japanese kick because he's gonna fight Ishii at the buy-in or pre-show for All Out again. But Eddie Kingston's going in. They have a match, basically just them chopping each other for 90% of the time. And
he started doing the Kojima chops, bro. He started doing those Kojima chops, and I was just like,
The match is okay. It seemed like it could have went longer. It seemed like it ended abruptly. Like, it just like, oh, that's it. That's all we got here. This is what we got left. And it was like, I would have ended this show with either the tag match or even Charles Mason or something like that. This match was there. It was just like, oh, okay. This could have been in the middle of the show. And it's more like, oh, we can actually push this to a different level. But it just seemed like, oh, that's the end. We just ended like that, and it was a sign of respect. There was some bowing, hugging, people rejoice. But Eddie looked like shit. Basically, he had hair, a beard. He looked like he was suspended. He was suspended.
The man just got suspended. Leave him be. He's trying to drink it off, man. Drink it off.
Let me drink my sorrows away. But that was our 2-night extravaganza of wrestling. I'm going to give the nod to House of Glory because I think I was just more interested in. I think they had more energy in that match, maybe because it was just more people around the arena and everything.
Is it because it was high intensity?
It was that high intensity they brought, and I didn't get that high intensity from NWA 74 unless Camille was wrestling. It was just more like, and the main event was fine, but Camille's the only one I feel like she really brought it for NWA 74. And it's just a small venue, just a small venue. It just seemed like, oh, they're at some hotel.
So do you think that because of NWA small venues, they're trying to keep it so old school that is it hindering them or is it helping them?
I think it's hurting them. Because if you put that on for anybody, you go like, oh, what is this? I feel like I'm watching something. Like I've seen high school gyms with more people, like more indie shows than this one that actually had notable stars than what they had in attendance here. It was just like, and it was a venue in which you really can't get loud and crazy because you don't want to fuck up the carpet of the hotel or whatever the hell is that.
I don't know.
Everything seemed very small and intimate, too intimate.
Oh, so you think it's too intimate to
too small.
Yeah, okay. I can agree with that. I think that they just need like a Hammerstein ballroom kind of deal, but like around the country.
Yeah. But could they sell out like that? I think they can. They have enough star power. I feel like that they could do it. Like, I don't know why.
It's all about promotion.
I stand for history. Yeah.
It's all about promotion. And I don't know why Billy Corgan doesn't understand. I mean, he was part of the Smashing Pumpkins. Okay.
Yeah.
Like you can
Billy saved money by using.
You can. Yeah, he saved money. Like, don't worry, there's an event. The intro was
like
crazy,
that's the intro. I was like, oh, we're starting with Smashing Pumpkins. The biggest song in Smashing Pumpkins history that everybody knows. And I'm going like, okay, I guess you don't need a band if he's going to do his. But it just seemed like he was very cost cutting this whole show. Like we're going to just get through it. But also,
my question is how is these niggas getting paid? How are these niggas getting paid?
Because that's not a big gate. Like, even in House of Glory, they had a big gate. They even have their intermissions where you can go buy merchandise and stuff. Like, I didn't feel like NWA had any of this. It was just like, we did our shows. I don't know how much they're charging the tickets.
Maybe the StarCast helps them out. You know, the merch sales, so they make their money from their merch and they make their money from doing StarCast and all that stuff like that. Because they do like the night before whatever event, every time NWA, they'll have like a StarCast, which is like WrestleMania Access. If I was to describe it, it'll be something like that before the show. It'll be like the day before, and they'll hype up the show and, you know, hype up their merch and all that other stuff. So, I mean, I've been to enough indie shows to know that, you know, motherfuckers going to sell their merch. Yeah, it's just who do you care about enough to go get their merch? And then even still.
I feel like I've been to enough shows, but I just don't see where the fuck did they get the money? Where's the money coming from? Who are they paying? There was a lot of fucking wrestlers on this card, but it seemed like there were more wrestlers in the back and over the 2 weekend than they actually had people in the at the Chase. There's a marriage proposal, but that was, you know, people are happy with that.
Man.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, NWA just needs to figure out what Impact is doing and then do that.
No, Impact seems to be, you know, people may laugh at their small audience, but it's growing on a weekly basis. They're really pushing it. They have taken up the spot that Ring of Honor is used to have, I think.
Yes, I believe so too. Remember how I was telling you that was it NWA or was it Impact that I said was the most complete, like, overall locker room?
At least said Impact. Oh no, wait, it may have been
It's the most complete.
I think you said Impact.
It's the most complete locker room like in unison, working together to make the show good.
Yeah. They actually the thing about Impact, whether you agree or disagree, at least they're really working on telling stories. It looks like it's a high production, even though they save a lot. They do some cost cutting too here and there, and but it's and they just bring just enough stars and just enough younger and new up and coming talent, and outside they branch out. It just seems like they just fill in that void that Ring of Honor had, which is good.
Speaking of Impact news, Joe Doring is
Oh yes,
stepping away from pro wrestling for a little bit. Some brain cancer has been spotted and stuff like that, so he has to go
it
attend
returned.
to that. I didn't actually know until the news broke out that he was wrestling with said, cancer. He's basically doing the whole Roman thing, and
Yeah.
he's been doing it for a while now, and it's crazy to me that he's been doing that for that long and stuff like that. So shout outs to Joe Doring, and prayers said to him, and hopefully he gets back to the ring.
Yeah, forget the back to the ring, just get into remission. Hopefully everything works out for him, his family, and everybody that's close to him and all that, because that's serious brain cancer. It's returning too. Hopefully the right treatment or whatever it has to be done gets worked on. Fuck all the wrestling and fighting outside, all that. Just get healthy. Get healthy.
That's crazy. Like people forget this too. Like when it pertains to the cancer, like Roman Reigns is probably the biggest star. Is the biggest star in pro wrestling right now. Mr. Two Belts, Mr. Undisputed, the WWE Undisputed heavyweight champion, and he's got fucking cancer, and he's out there doing the damn thing.
He's out there going through leukemia,
being the best.
Yeah. And people may complain about his limited schedule. Man, this motherfucker is lucky to be alive. His schedule's gonna be hella limited. So celebrate his 2 years this Friday on SmackDown. I don't know why I feel like saying go over McMahon. But tune into our channel for the rest of the week. We got content all week, every day for the rest of the week. Tomorrow is the Untitled Manny and Market Show, where me and Manny will probably complain about AEW and complain about stuff and all that. But also, NXT had a really good show of bringing back audio. What hype! What hype for Worlds Collide? They did the damn thing when it comes to hype.
I cannot believe that WWE finally has a week, and it's like I can't believe it, but I believe it because Triple H is at the helm, even though with his bed booking on Monday. Freaking yes, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Those two motherfuckers should not be tag team champions. I'm sorry.
No.
Not sorry. Fuck out of here.
No.
But the NXT Worlds Collide added with the Cardiff show is gonna go bananas. And then like AEW has to compete with that.
Yeah.
AEW
on a card that's half put together? It's like half put together. I think we get the finished card tonight. I think it's still matches they're gonna add.
They got
right
two,
now we don't have a world title match.
Two back to back. The main one on Saturday, which is Cardiff, and then they have Worlds Collide right before they put the shit on right before. Like it's gonna probably end, and then you go to AEW, which I will definitely be doing. I will be watching both.
Yeah. And we will be doing that as well, as you will join us for our Cardiff watch along at early in the morning.
I'm gonna be there.
We're gonna have that. We're gonna also have the Worlds Collide watch along.
Are you doing an AEW watch along too?
And then All Out right after. So it is the Sharpshooters present the All Out weekend.
The All Out weekend.
When the All Out when Worlds Collide, when all shows will matter. And
you gotta go. When Worlds when All Out when Worlds clash. There he goes.
Yeah.
All Out when Worlds clash at the castle.
At the castle. Which I don't know how anybody beats Clash at the Castle this week in show quality.
You
just
shouldn't.
saying. Just
the Riddle and Seth match alone. The Riddle and Rollins match alone.
Gunther and Sheamus is going
Sheamus
to go hard.
And Gunther is going to fucking
in that arena
kill each other. Drew versus Roman.
Just that show is just stacked. And I don't think there's gonna be a disappointed person in the house unless it's a lot of bullshit.
Well, you know the two potential bullshit matches is going to be the six man, the 6-woman tag match, or the I don't know. They might toss the tag titles in there somewhere. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, I think the Usos. We don't know their situation with travel. That's what me and Manny were going. Like, they have enough match. Are they allowed to travel at their current state with all the arrests and all that? Maybe a situation.
Who says that was the tag titles I was talking about? I was talking about these women tag titles that they just won.
You're right. In controversial fashion, Dakota Kai wasn't legal.
Dakota Kai was not legal. I agree with you. Fuck out of here.
Aaliyah, take the belts away.
Dakota Kai keeps getting screwed out of tag belts. What's up with this? Triple H, I'm looking at you. This is your booking. Damn it. Every time she's got the tag belt. Lose. You won the title, then you lose it the next night? What the fuck?
Looking forward to see Dominic turn on his father in the UK in front of all those people.
Ah, yes. The seeds have been planted.
Yes.
Have been planted.
But as Dominic said, the seeds haven't been planted yet. They will be soon, though. I got plans.
Yo, did you see the meme where they were like, how they're trying to book Dominic, and they had like Dominic's face on Eddie's body and
yeah, 100%. 100%. That is Eddie's son. But yeah, tune in for all that content. Raw's Retro as well, Friday as well. So we have all this stuff coming out only on the Sharpshooters Wrestling channel, where we cover.
Go ahead and peep out this little channel on the corner over here, the Mid-Card Mess Podcast. I did recently talk about NWA Power and Ernest and House of Glory and other things like Raw and SmackDown as well. If you want more in depth, and Manny is such a fucking.
You sit here.
Oh man, the Mid-Card Mess Podcast. Go peep that out. I am doing Twitch as well. I haven't done it in a while because, be busy. But I will be doing the GM mode of SmackDown versus Raw 2006 all the way to 2008. So that's basically a whole collective series. The history of the G1. I had to re-record some of them because of work and a phone Nazi. So that's what's taken so long. That is exactly what's taken so long. So I have it done. I just have to edit and do what I have to do. And then it's all going to drop one time. So just be on the lookout for that. I'll also be doing history of other things. I just need to figure out what those are going to be. Like histories of titles, the IWGP Intercontinental Championship history, because it doesn't exist anymore. I want to talk about that. How MVP was the first motherfucker to win that bitch. Yeah. People didn't know that. Yeah. So be on the lookout for all of that good stuff. 3 Faces of Jemal, just Google me.
It's right here. Don't make me go LeBron. It's right here.
And also people, all the good Sharpshooter shows that we have, Raw's Retro, Manny's Untitled Marcus show, Manny and Marcus Untitled show, the podcast on Saturday. We are going to do the watch-alongs. If you get to be in the watch-along, go in the LUMBERCHAT, go, express yourself. My full capabilities.
Well, that does it for ETE this week. Tune in next week, where I don't know what we're covering next week. We're probably just going to end up covering everything. There's a lot that's going on. We're going to cover everything. It's in the title. Ding! If you don't understand, we're covering everything. Shoot. Even the Velvet King Dream getting arrested for cocaine. We're covering that shit. Damn it. That's close to a comeback. Right there.
And with that, we got to toss the guns up.
Our 10 gun salute for the Velveteen Dream.
Boom, boom, bam, bam.
All right. See you guys next week.